This was perhaps the most dangerous intelligence operation Israel undertook. Why? Because it could have potentially jeopardized the relationship between Israel and the United States. So the individuals that authorized my operation, and it was not just Rafi Eitan, but the cabinet members that authorized this information were very level-headed people. They knew who I was. They knew where I was working. They knew what the risks were. And yet, when you work out cost-benefit analysis, the potential cost of me being caught and exposed basically paled in comparison to the benefit. And I really can't, the only thing I can point to is that, an example, there was a facility in Iraq that was producing poison gas. And it was Saddam Hussein fully intended to use the gas against Israel at one point. And so Israel asked officially for confirmation. They had heard that this plant existed. We didn't have a satellite at the time. So they had to use spies, human intelligence, or exchange of information with allies like the United States. So they asked officially for confirmation of whether this plant existed, and they were told, no, it didn't. No. So to double check, they tasked me. So at one meeting, I had laid out on the floor, it was about 10 feet by 10 feet, a mosaic of the plant. And it was the largest poison gas plant outside the Soviet Union at the time. And my team members, just looked at this picture that, according to the Americans, didn't exist. And one of them said to me, it's better sometimes to deal with reliable enemies than unreliable allies. And that, I will never forget that, because there was the proof right there. So the threat from Iraq at the time was profound as far as Israel was concerned. And one of the consequences of my actions was the decision by the Israeli government, Chaga, the Home Front Command, to shift to sealed rooms. Previously, we had all been concerned with bombardment, conventional bombardment, so you needed kind of a bomb shelter for that. Well, in gas warfare, chemical warfare, a bomb shelter could be a death trap, because there's no filtration of air or anything like that. It's just a bomb shelter, that's all. So as a result of that information coming through in terms of the exact threat posed by Iraqi chemical warfare to Israel's civilian population, we went to sealed rooms. If you remember, if any of you were here during the initial Gulf War. So that's an example of how important the operation was.